Hi and Assalamualaikum. I want to ask you all, have you ever been involved in an accident on the road? Do you always realize that road accidents are increasingly worrying? Do you always feel upset every time you read or watch news on any platform about this issue? Did you ever realize that one of the factors causing a road accident is due to drunk drivers? If you are in any of these situations, then you are not alone. Why? Because this issue has been happening for a long time, but the actions taken to deal with it, this situation are extremely weak because it is still happening at all times. What is most worrying is that it involves the death rate increasingly worrying civilians. Let me explain more about this issue. Before that, I want to introduce myself to the name given to FATIN, HANANI, BINTI, NORDIN, and I was your presenter for today. Well, before I start, let's go into the situation before we know more about my title a little later. What is a road accident and how does it happen? A road accident is a situation in which a violation or event that may or may not lead to injury occurs on public roads and is at least one moving vehicle, usually due to their control when driving is not so good or does not so function perfectly as a result of poor maintenance unexpectedly, even if always checked. However, this cannot be avoided if it happens accidentally and unintentionally occurs on an accident on the road. Another reason that can be concluded is from weather factors, especially in the rainy season where the road will be slippery, causing slippage during driving. Now we know a little about the road accident. I'm going to continue my agenda today with accidents caused by drunk drivers on the rise. Why do I emphasize this title to you? This is because I want to tell you all that this issue is especially concerned about the public, especially countries with high alcohol drink rates. I've read in the news about cases of drunk drivers who crashed the public in the dining store, drunken driving dangerously on the road, and drunk driver causes the death of some teenagers on the street. This case actually happened in Malaysia, and it made me think. Those who deliberately mind this way to take the car, especially at night, even though there are not many people on the road at night, the risk of accidents still remains. Then I thought for a moment, when they want to deal with this issue because it makes the public not so happy about this issue, especially about this. I on the website that the United States is the country with the highest rate of traffic accidents caused by drunk drivers driving under the influence because the country has high rates of alcohol and drugs. This proves that a drunk driver who caused an accident could put the safety of civilians at risk because it caused the deaths. Let's go to the next segment. Why does drunk driving contribute to the likelihood of accidents? To understand this, imagine that we are. Why do we deliberately stumble even though we know the risks? The reason is because for those who make themselves feel like this is how they want to let go of their stress due to their hardships while living their daily lives. They feel very depressed when working, when dealing with people and looking for money to continue life. As a result of the extreme stress, they get rid of themselves by drinking alcohol because when they fantasize can make them forget the pain they feel, and when they wake up drunk, they will forget the situation that happened before. However, our country in Malaysia is an Islamic country, so the rate of drinking alcohol is very low, but the risk of accident from it will still occur. Unlike countries with high alcohol consumption rates, it will be a factor in the occurrence of road accidents. However, for me, drinking alcohol is not a good way for us to live a difficult life, even though it is actually very painful to face. But it is not a wise action to deal with this situation because drinking alcohol has an effect on yourself. If those who are responsible can handle this situation, the rate of accidents can be reduced and the safety of people can also be guaranteed. Consequences. What are the consequences of ignoring this situation? The effect of losing a family member of our closest contacts leads to our emotional and unstable mental. Moreover, when the punishment for the perpetrator is not so impactful to the victim because it feels it is unfair when they carry out their daily life without the loved one, but the criminal can be together with the person they love after performing a not so similar mistake that they have already done. If you are aware, in the present time, justice is not as tightened as a result of corruption. As a result of this situation, the rate of accidents and deaths will increase. This also affects the safety of the public. This is because it can cause people to feel upset about their safety that is increasingly threatened day by day due to accidents that occur due to drunk drivers. Especially at night when there are a few people wanted to go home after finishing their work at night. Suddenly, they were involved in an accident between drunk drivers. At present, the safety of citizens will be threatened more and more consistent and can disrupt the economy of the country because of the need to repair the road if it is damaged, as well as the cost of individual will be affected as a result of having to pay more to improve damage to their vehicles. It emphasizes that drunk drivers cause worrying accidents in the future fail to be dealt with. In a conclusion, I very much ask the government to deal with this issue as quickly as possible because the loss of a loved one is a sign of where we need to continue our lives without the loved one on our side. The issue of accidents caused by drunk drivers is actually very worrisome for the public when it is their safety, including their lives, because it is a threat that causes them to feel upset to do their daily activities in the future. So I call on you all together to make people aware of this issue so that we can take care of the safety of people so that they can guarantee their lives, including those we love. As soon as a delivery from me, I hope you can accept it and be used by spreading it to the public to ensure safety and life. Thank you very much and hope to see you again.